What's going on, guys? You all here, and welcome to Confabulate, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything. I'm your host, Will Sanchez. Thank you so much for stopping by. And today, guys, we have Yhari Buena here. Thank you so much, Yhari, for stopping by. I really appreciate it.
It's always my pleasure, Yoel. Thank you for having me in mind. Been thinking about when is he gonna invite me? Because I seen yours. I seen Cameron's and I seen Gabe Coasters, and I was like, wow, that's exciting. So thank you for having me on here.
Yeah, I've been very excited. I think I went on your Instagram live not too long ago, and I remember as soon as I went into your live, you're like, "What? Yoel is here? Yoel, don't leave. Let me play you a song real quick." And I'm like, "Oh shit, I gotta have this guy on my podcast." So I'm very excited, and you're the last guest of season 2, so I'm very excited. So yeah, thank you once again for coming on.
Of
Um,
course, of course.
so my first question that I want to ask you, I just want to know like how you've been. I haven't seen you in a few years, and I want to know like how how you've been since you graduated high school and stuff like that. How's life been?
All right. So after high school, I went and attended Hartnell for just to get like a couple of college credits, and then overall, I've been really good. Just working on myself. Actually planning on joining the military sometime soon, sometime very soon. But yeah, I've been really good. Just working out, trying to get fit for the military, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's really cool. Talk to me about that decision. Why did you decide that you want to go to the military?
Just because, mostly because, so that they can take care of my schooling, just so that I won't have to deal with like student loans and stuff like that. It's really good for your education if you want to go like military wise. Yeah.
Yeah. And with the schooling wise, what do you want to study?
Um, Hopefully like medical. I really want to be right now. The plan is registered nurse. But my parents are really pushing me to become a doctor. Just because we want to do a medical mission in the Philippines, like in the future, like in the far future. We want to do like a medical mission. We want to set up like a clinic over there, and just got a lot of big plans for the future.
Yeah, that's really exciting. You have like a sibling, right? That's in the military as well?
Oh yeah, that's my brother Yhari Buena. He's in the Air Force, and right now he's stationed in Maryland.
Oh wow. Yeah, my uncle, he's a pilot in the military, but he's been doing that for like since he was 20. He's getting close to retire, I think, once soon. But he's a pilot in the military, and so I kind of have that experience too with like military families, and I have a few friends too. So that's really exciting. And talk to me about the nurse. Were your parents always supportive of that? Have you always wanted to be a nurse, first of all?
Um, I know that I've always wanted to be in an occupation that helps people. It was either lawyer. I got a lot of inspiration from my mom to be a teacher. I really wanted to be a teacher for a while, and then right now, I'm really enjoying like the sciences and stuff like that. So that's why I'm like striving to become a nurse. And yeah, it's honestly, I just want to help people. At the end of the day, that's all I want to do. I just want to help people. And if nursing will help me do that, then that's what I'll go for.
Yeah, that's really cool, helping people. I love that. And your mom is a teacher. I never had her as a teacher, but I always knew who she was. I always knew Miss Buena. What was it like having your mom as a teacher growing up?
Oh my gosh. So my mom has always, tried to help teach me and my siblings, and help us like schooling wise. But sophomore year, I had her as a teacher, and oh my goodness, she used me as an example for everything. I'm telling you, like, I had to memorize the quadratic formula. I thought negative b plus minus squared of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
Oh
I
my
had to
god.
memorize all that just to be an example. But it was cool. It was really fun. Being an example. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wow, I could never. Math is my least favorite subject, and then having a parent as a teacher too. My God. But like, since you had her as a teacher, would she like help you with homework when you got home and stuff like that?
Oh, of course. We would. So sophomore year was my first year in North County. I went to a different high school freshman year, but since it was my first year being there, I didn't know anyone. So like a lot of the times on sophomore year, I was in her room during break, during lunch, after school. So that's when we would do like our math stuff, and yeah.
And you were also like you were in band too, right? I remember you in band. Talk to me about being in
Yeah.
band. How was that like?
So I started doing band fourth grade. I started doing band fourth grade, and then I just immediately like, because everybody starts off with a recorder, and then after that, after like the beginning lessons, they ask you what do you want to do, and my mind just immediately went trumpet, and then so I've been doing trumpet since like second half of fourth grade, and it was really fun. We had like a little group in North County's band called Yhari Buena. I have a hat that some of my friends made. It was really cool. It was a good experience. I love band.
Yeah. Did you ever go to China?
No, that was my freshman year when unfortunately I wasn't a part of North County.
Mm.
But we were actually supposed to go to Florida my senior year to go perform at Disney World. Then it got canceled because of COVID, and oh my gosh, it was so unfortunate. I was so excited too.
I remember you in Slew Crew. I think that's how we first met in Slew Crew, right? Talk. And did you went to Catalina Island too? How did you like that?
Oh my gosh, Catalina Island was like the highlight of my high school career for me because it was so funny. We were there for how many days? Like 4 days, right? We were there for like 4 days. It was just us. It was just flu crew. It was just us in nature. Oh my gosh, I loved it. And then my favorite memory had to be the night snorkeling, or when we were doing the night snorkeling, and then the bioluminescent algae that was there. You just waving your hands around and stuff. Oh my gosh, that was the best part. That was the best part.
Yeah. I love that too. I didn't like it when they told you like, cause it was freezing. I hate being cold. I freaking hate it. And I was cold the majority of that trip, and
Yeah.
especially the night snorkeling. And then they tell you pee in your swimsuit so that the pee could stay in it, so that you're already warm. And I'm like, I'm not gonna pee in it.
Yeah, and then you'd have to wash it more when you
Yeah.
pee, though. Yeah, exactly.
God. And I get so seasick. So when I figured out that we had to go on a boat there, like 2 hours, I knew I was gonna die. I got seasick both ways. Did you get seasick or
Oh
no?
my gosh. No, I love the ocean, and I've never really gotten like seasick. I've gotten like obviously like car sick and stuff like that, but I didn't get car. I mean, I didn't get seasick when we were going to the ferry and back.
Yeah. And how was Slew Crew after I left? Because you said freshman year was China. You're a lot younger than me. How old are you?
I'm 19 now.
When did you graduate?
2020.
Oh, so you graduated like as soon as the pandemic hit, right?
Yes, it was my senior year. Literally the second half of my senior year, we had to go into lockdown, and yeah,
How was that as soon as it hit?
it was terrible. Okay, so everybody was so happy right when Dr. Wade announced, oh, we're gonna have to take a 2 week. Everybody in my class, I remember very vividly. It was government. We were all in government. We were in Mr. Gilbert's class, and then everybody was like, yeah, 2 weeks, and I'm just like, I still have the video, and I was like, oh, because honestly, like high school for me was obviously a lot about the academics, but also about the social aspect. And I love my friends. I'm a very social person, and just thinking about like, oh, 2 or 3 weeks of not seeing them like physically, that brought me down a lot. So I was like, yeah, that's gonna suck. That's gonna suck. So everybody was excited to have like 2 weeks off, like basically like vacation, but I was bummed out. And then I was also planning on, I was literally skipping out prom for like my junior year because I was like, I'll just go senior year. And then we didn't have prom. Oh my gosh, dude. It was a bummer. I didn't get to experience that. So that's like one of the biggest regrets that I had was not going junior year because I wanted to go senior year.
Yeah. So there was no prom and there was no senior trip, I'm assuming, because those are usually close together.
Yeah, I mean, we had the dinner dance on the boat. We had the
Yeah.
senior dinner dance on the boat, but we missed so much. We missed the Florida trip. We missed prom. We missed so much that year, and it was just unfortunate. We didn't even get like an actual graduation. We had the drive-through graduation, which is better than nothing, obviously, but it was still a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah. Gabe sent me the live stream, and I'm like, I'm like, damn. At least they came up with something. But like the fact that it's a drive-through and a graduation, I'm like, that must have been completely different. Because usually it's a ceremony and everyone's there, your whole family. Must have been completely different. And it's funny how they say it was 2 weeks at first, because in my school they did that too. And I'm still taking online classes a year and a half later. It's crazy how that's been. I wonder when we're gonna go back to in person stuff.
Yeah, I'm definitely more happy for my sister because she's gonna have like a little bit of the college experience where she's in the campus. But for me, literally my whole year of Hartnell, it was just distance learning, and like what I've learned is that I'm more of a like in person. I'm more of an in person type of student, and it was really hard for me to like, to get my head wrapped around the whole um like the whole just school online school like concept, and it was really difficult for me having like just distance learning.
Yeah, for me too, because like your whole life you're just in a classroom setting. That's how you learn. That's how a teacher in front of you, and then they give you homework. To be completely at home, and especially if you have siblings. Because for me, I was here losing my mind. My sister was in her laptop in the kitchen. I was in my room. My other sister was here, so it was us always on the laptop and doing homework at home and all that crazy stuff. And yeah, it's a lot better now, but at the beginning it was definitely crazy. I forgot to ask you, how was Slew Crew after I left? Did you guys do any cool, exciting things after that?
So Slew Crew, after you left, we had like that. I think it was the year that you graduated, right? Was my sophomore year, I believe. And we had that whole thing about the recycling bins, and honestly, that was like our biggest project, really. Like in Slew Crew. After that, we did like a lot about like murals and stuff like that, but it wasn't as big as the whole recycling project.
Yeah. So did you guys end up were the putting recycling bins around school or no?
Yeah, we got a lot. Like in the beginning of it, we got a lot. We had a lot of like people going during like I forgot what it's called. It's the one where the Pride. I forgot what it's called. It's like Pride Friday. It's like something like every Friday that like once every Friday we would have like a little lesson,
Oh,
and
like
then
with Link Crew, right? They would do the presentations.
yeah, they would have the presentations, and then we would go to some of the classes, and then we would present like, oh, how to properly recycle stuff and stuff like that, and that was really cool. That was really cool.
Yeah, because the things that we achieved, like even before you arrived, like you should have seen it. Like before, there were like, oh my god, I'm gonna fuck this shit up. There was like a spork and a straw and a napkin wrapped around in plastic in the cafeteria. We separated all of that, and then before there were like, ketchup pouches and ranch and mayo and mustard and all that, and then we got those big old pumps, the water systems to refill your water bottles. Those were us. Remember the waste free space, the garden? I saw it the other day and it's completely destroyed and they
Yeah, it's not there anymore. I saw that and I was so bummed out. I was like, what happened over here? Like that's where we have our meetings, and I was like, oh, dude, that bummed me out when I saw that.
Yeah, cuz I picked up my sister at school. She's a freshman this year. And I picked her up and I'm like, I kind of want to see my school. And she's like, no, that's so embarrassing. I'm like, bro, let me just walk around my school. And I walk around, everything looks the same. And then I'm like, let me go see how the waste free space. And I look at it and I'm like, oh, it looks a little different.
It's like fenced off, and then like they put concrete over the ground, and I was like,
Oh yeah,
oh
concrete.
my gosh, what happened?
Yeah. And my table, I had a table where I would hang out right outside the forum, close to those two bathrooms outside. And that table was gone. And like, all of my memories are on that table and it's gone. But whatever. You were also in track. I remember you in track, but you were a thrower. I don't know how you were a thrower. I can't even throw a freaking football. So talk to me about being a thrower in track.
It was really fun. It was track was my one sport that I did. Obviously, like I did like we played pickup basketball during lunch and stuff like that. We would play soccer. But track was like the one organized sport that I did during high school, and it was so fun. For throwers, it was we had a lot more like less kind of like coaching kind of, but we were definitely still there. And oh, it was so sad because senior year, I knew I was gonna hit triple digits for discus, but then like, oh, it was so sad because the last track meet that we had, our senior night, it wasn't even a senior night. They just called it our senior night because they knew that it was gonna be our last track meet. Um, I sprained my ankle right before my favorite event, which was discus, and then we were warming up. We were warming up, and then I rolled my ankle while we were warming up, and I was so bummed out. I was, oh my gosh.
Dude, the same thing, the same exact thing happened to me before my last ever track meet at school, my senior night also. But it was like I went to a Saturday event, my first ever Saturday event. It was my goal. I kept telling AJ, I'm like, I need to do a Saturday event because the Saturday ones are kind of like for the varsity, for the really great ones, the great athletes. And then they said I'm gonna go, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go. That's why I fuck up my ankle. And then I'm like, oh shoot, I can't even do long jump. I can't do triple jump. And my last meet is coming up, my senior meet, and I have to triple jump. I have to PR because I just hit 30 and I want to hit 32, and then I really want to PR, and then my ankle did not let me at all. Like I didn't make the first two jumps and triple jump, and then AJ was like, "Come on, one more shot, you got this." I'm like, if I do not make it, I'm gonna get so pissed right now, and I didn't make it. So I didn't really end with the bang either. And I wanted to do track in college, but I think the minimum or like the starting was like 35 in triple jump, and it was already like 5 months since I've done it, and I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna make it. But I don't know if you ever did this, but in track, I think my sophomore year we did this thing where all of the athletes would try all of the events. So like the throwers get to try long jump, and they get to try hurdles and sprints and long distance, and I got to try throwing some ball. I don't know what it is. You throw the ball, and it's just shock put, just so everyone can know what everyone goes through, I guess. Did you ever get to do that? I don't remember.
Sadly, no, we weren't able to experience that, but I do remember we held a big man relay, which is basically like the throwers do a sprint, like it was a 400 meter relay, and we took a dub. Obviously, you already know, but that was the only thing that we were able to experience. We weren't able to do like the jumps. We weren't able to do this other like long distance sprints. Obviously, we didn't even want to do that because we're throwers. We're throwers for a reason. Like we don't want to run. Like, but yeah.
Yeah. You know what we also did is I think Ibarra put us into like 5 groups, mixture of jumpers and throwers and runners and all that. And then he kind of like divided all of us. It was like a relay, but everyone would run 200 meters. So you'd run 200 meters, give your baton to the person in your group, and then they would run 200 meters. And you had like a number, like if you're number 4, number 5, and you would keep running and running and running to see who was the fastest group. A lot of people threw up at that practice because it was hell. You should have been there. You would have loved it.
200 meters is definitely way too much for me to sprint. 100 meter was fine. 100 meter was fine because if you're not trained to like sprint and you sprint your hardest for like more than 100 meters, you will like you'll pull something. You'll pull something, and you'll be sore by the end of it. So I can definitely see people throwing up during then.
Yeah. That was me because I was in cross country, so I was more like into the long distance thing. I could just jog for a long time, but they started putting me in like relays and shit like that where you have to sprint, and I'm not a fast runner. I'm good with like endurance, but fast, that's not how I went. And then I remember the coaches giving me shit like, "Come on, you have to try your best. You could do this." I'm like, "Bro, I am." It was crazy.
Sprinters and long distance sprinters are definitely built not the same. Like they definitely have like different muscles that are more developed.
Yeah. And talking about athletics, I've seen you've been going to the gym a lot. Talk to me about why did you decide to start going to the gym, and like what's that journey been for you?
So I initially started to lose weight during quarantine, actually, during 2020, and I lost about, I don't know how many, like 60 pounds in about 4 or 5 months, and I started going to the gym because one, my friend Ben, Benjamin Salden, he got a gym membership, and then so we decided to basically become gym bros. And right now we're just developing our strength, and a big motivation for me to work out is obviously the military, because for basic, which is the 3 month period where you have to train, and then if you pass that, then you're in the military. You have to be physically fit for that. And I've also had a weight issue like my whole life. Ever since I came to America, I just kept on gaining weight. I never lost weight. So like I've always been like overweight, except when I was a kid. And then so now, just working on losing fat, getting lighter, and just getting stronger as well.
Yeah, that's really cool. My issue was kind of like it was kind of similar. I was always a chubby kid growing up, until like I went to high school until I was like 14 when I did cross country. That's when I got really skinny, and throughout high school I really struggled with eating as well. Like I got an eating disorder and it was hard for me. And then I was underweight. I was like 20 pounds underweight, and then until I left high school, that's when I started kind of just. I got a therapist and I started figuring that part of it and started eating more and going to the gym more. And but now I wanted to start going to the gym this year, to just lose more weight, I guess, and to kind of just build more muscle and stuff like that. Um, but I don't know if it's. Do you go to the gym by yourself or do you have like a gym buddy, like you said?
So, the reason why I don't go to the gym with Ben every day is because he's busy. He's busy doing his own things. He has work until 2 o'clock, and then he goes to gym right after. But that's literally right when I pick up my little sisters from school. So our schedules don't align Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, but then Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays we're working out together. But for the Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, I'm working out by myself.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I had two gym buddies with me, but one of them went to UC San Diego, and the other one, Andrew, like he's always working. His schedule's always weird. So I was kind of by myself for like a straight up like month and a half, almost 2 months. And I've always had this thing like by myself. I need motivation from other people. That's how I work out. Like if I have someone waking up at the same time with me, like, okay, let's go, let's do this. That's how I do working out and exercising. And that's for me. That's literally how I do it. And but what
Yeah,
did Go ahead.
it's definitely for me. I also noticed like because I was working out by myself when I was like losing weight, and when I was like working on losing weight like last year, and then I like lost motivation to start doing that by the end of last year. So I started like gaining weight again, and then so I went from 226 or no 220 yeah 226 to 167 by the end of last year, and then I stopped working out again. All I did during then was cardio, which is like an hour of running, and then I started gaining weight again, and then I reached 184 again, and I was like, I gotta start getting at it again because military is coming up soon, so I gotta start working out again. And so right now I'm sitting at 171 from 184 of last month. So just working on it. Honestly, you just have to find a balance because working out by yourself I noticed that you can be more focused and like you're just going at it yourself. But if you're with other people, you can push each other to do better. Like that's how I see it. And so you need to find a balance of like working out by yourself and also working out with other people.
Yeah, exactly. And I like that you posted something the other day about like your body. Like you posted something you're like if feeling myself or showing myself is narcissistic. And I like
Yeah,
how you talked about it afterwards because it's true like you know where you started from, you know where your weight was and how much weight you lost and how much you changed. So it's cool to show that off and be proud of it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I like that you posted that.
I definitely like for me the reason why I posted that is because like no hate towards Ben, but like because when we're working out together, I don't know what else to do after like my set, and I'm just waiting for him to finish his set. So I'm just flexing on the mirror, just looking at myself, and that's when I'm flexing in the mirror and I'm looking at myself. That's for me and me only. I'm not doing it for other people. I'm not flexing to show other people, oh look at me. I'm doing that to see my progress, to see where I've come from, and that's why I have myself as my lock screen. Like I have my old self as my lock screen, the one before losing weight, is because that's my greatest motivator is knowing where I came from. That's not where I want to be anymore. To where I want to be, you know. So that's why my mentality is, if you want to flex yourself in the mirror after or during a workout, then go for it. It's just the mentality. If you're doing it for the wrong reasons, as in, oh look at me, then go for it. But if you're doing it for yourself and you're looking at yourself and seeing your progress, then that's why I do it.
Wow, that's really well said. That's really nice. That's really cool to have that old picture for your motivation to just keep going, and that your goals are so much more and you want to achieve them, especially for the military. That's really cool. What has been the hardest thing though, with going to the gym and staying consistent? Because people struggle with a lot of things. What has been the biggest thing that you've struggled with?
So the biggest thing that I struggled with before was like after like the end of last year. That's why I started losing like motivation to work out. Because like you said, it is a lot more enjoyable to work out with other people than it is by yourself. Because you're relying on yourself for motivation when you're working out by yourself, right? And then right now, I haven't really lost motivation because I only started going to the gym like 2 weeks ago. So right now, I'm still happy to go to the gym, and then every single day I just tell myself like, be better than what you were yesterday, you know. So that honestly, right now, my greatest motivator is my dad, me and Ben going working out, and myself.
Exactly. That's really well said. I'm really proud of you. Good job. I know it's not easy at times, but yeah,
Thank
cool.
you, thank you.
I saw that you went on on a huge trip recently. Like I saw New York, I saw Washington D.C., and I'm like, this guy's living his best life. I've been to New York a few times. I went though in like January, freezing my ass off, and you look like you were having a good time. And I've always wanted to go Washington D.C. So tell me about your trip.
Okay, so the reason why we went to the East Coast was, like I said, my brother's stationed in Maryland, and then my parents really wanted us to have like a final, like not a final thing, but like a trip where it's just me and my siblings before I go off to the military. So that's why we went to the East Coast, and we spent 2 weeks over there. Most of our time there, we were in the military base that my brother is in, and then we went to Philadelphia. We went to New York. We went to Washington D.C. It was our first time being in the East Coast, so we wanted to experience everything. And it was so fun. New York was my favorite by far. We spent one day there with my brother and his girlfriend, and then we didn't get to go to everywhere we wanted, which was like the Empire State Building. We didn't get to go visit the Statue of Liberty. So like 3 days later, we didn't have any plans with my brother or his girlfriend. So me and my sister decided, let's just go back for like 2 days. So we went back for 2 days. We stayed in like a pod hotel. It was so cool. It was just me and my sister. So we had a lot more of what we want to do, like whatever we wanted to do. So we were just there, just being idiots in the streets of New York.
Hey, that's so nice. What is your favorite part about New York? I know there's a lot.
My favorite part about New York, I honestly have no idea like what my favorite part is. The food is great. The sights are great. We went to Coney Island. We went to the Empire State Building. The next time that I go over there, I'm definitely going to the Empire State Building at night because, oh my gosh, the views. Either night or sunrise. Because I've seen like pictures of that, and oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. But it's definitely my favorite over there is definitely like, I can't even say it because it's like it's everything. New York is so good. It's such a fun place to like visit.
Yeah, it's such a amazing place to visit. And I went to in the summer. And I just love it so much. Like I don't know. It's like because you see it all the time in movies and TV shows, and just being there in person, especially like Times Square. You see all those like lights and billboards and everything. It's freaking amazing. Riding the subways, seeing all those rats. Love it. What
Oh
else?
my gosh, our mode of transportation there. So never take an Uber. Never take an Uber.
Oh no.
In New York. Oh my, it is so expensive. It was like a 20-minute trip, and it was $60. It was like $64. I dropped $64 for a 20-minute ride. Like, no way. So when me and my sister went back, our mode of transportation was the bike systems in New York, and then the subway. And it was so fun because like obviously you have to kind of like go around. Like you don't just have like, oh, this is where the taxi is gonna be, or this is where the Uber is gonna be. You have to go find like the transit areas, and you kind of have to familiarize yourself with like what subway station goes to where and what line goes to where. It was really cool, especially like riding the bikes as well. It was because we went there during August, and oh my goodness, it was so hot. It's like it's like New Orleans. Like the weather over there is like New Orleans. Like summer, New York summer is hot and humid. I was literally wearing that, like I was just wearing a silk shirt and then shorts, and I was sweating my balls off the whole time. So like, oh my, I thought it was gonna be cold, and then nobody told me that New York summers were that hot. I was not expecting that. I was expecting, snow, like cold, but no, like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I would definitely recommend going either fall or winter because don't go during summer. F summer, New York, bro. It's so hot, but it was still fun nonetheless.
Yeah, it is super hot. Oh my god. And what was Washington D.C. like? I've never been. I've always wanted to.
Washington D.C. So when we went to Washington D.C., my brother had work, unfortunately, but my brother's girlfriend didn't have work that day. So basically, she was like our tour guide. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go visit like the White House because for some reason it was blocked off. It was like the most stupid thing. It was blocked off, but we went to go see the Lincoln Memorial. We went around everywhere. It was really fun. It was hot as well, but like it was really fun. I definitely want to go back just to go see like the White House and stuff like that. But it was great.
It's really cool. Love that. And are there any other places that you'd like to go, either in the United States or maybe around the world too, one day?
Oh, my. So right now, the place that I really want to go visit, like my bucket list places, are Japan, China. I want to go to Mexico, and Italy. Just because Japan, I really want to go over there because of the culture. I love the culture, and just Japan in general is so beautiful, and I want to go. I want to go experience that.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to Italy too and Japan. I feel like eating their food. Oh my god, yes. What else? I've always
Exactly.
wanted to. I've never been to Mexico either, and I've always wanted to. I think I'm gonna go early next year for a wedding, but I've always wanted to go to Mexico. And what else? I think. Oh, Paris has been number one for me. Paris, France, definitely. And I can't really think of anything else. I think Washington. Yeah, the Washington D.C. That's the one that got me. That's the only one because I've been to a bunch of states, in America. So Washington D.C. is the only one left for me. So yeah, let me
Oh,
see.
really? So Washington D.C. is the last place for you to visit?
Yeah, cause like I've been to Florida. I have family in Orlando. I've been to New York. I've been to Philadelphia and Pennsylvania. I did a road trip this year. I went to North Dakota to see Mount Rushmore. So yeah, we were at North Dakota. We did. I'm gonna fuck up these states. I think it was. Oh no, Wyoming, and then we did Utah, Salt Lake City, and then Nevada. I've been to Arizona, California. Obviously, I've been to Oregon. Um, and on our trip back from Puerto Rico this summer, we were gonna be in Chicago for like 6-7 hours. So we took an Uber and we went to see Chicago, the city. Um, and yeah, that's it. I mean, Washington D.C. and New Orleans. Those are two left for me in the states. Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely. New Orleans, I would not go during summer because oh my gosh,
It's hot.
it's hot and it's humid. Like the two worst combinations. Like it's the food over there is really good, and I'm in a podcast. But yeah, the food's really good at New Orleans, and we were there actually for a church mission trip because of Hurricane Katrina. Our old church went over there for a trip, and we were there for I forgot how many days. I think like 4 days, and we were there, just fixing up some churches, giving food out to like the homeless and stuff like that. It was a really cool experience, but it was stupid hot. Like it would be evening. We would take a shower. Right when we get out, we're already sweating again. It's that hot. It's so hot.
Bro, that's Puerto Rico 100%. Puerto Rico, my God. Shower and then you're sweating. And I'm always usually hot. I'm usually sweating on a regular basis. Even at night, you shower and then go to bed and you're just sweating. It's out of this damn world. But that's a really cool thing that you were doing about the churches and cleaning up and helping people. I think that's really nice and kind. That's really cool. Love that.
It was definitely a blessing being in that trip. It was, it was an experience. We got to meet a lot of people across the U.S. because it's called, so the organization is called World Changers, and basically it takes a bunch of churches from all around the U.S. and then they go to like one place. I think there's like different ones in different like states, but they all go to like one state in one year, like one summer, and then just a bunch of churches are there, and then so we're meeting people from. I have friends from North Carolina. Where is it? North Carolina, from Louisiana, from Washington, just because we met them from World Changers. And the really cool thing is, the groups that they make, they mix up the churches. So that's how you meet people, and then like in the mornings you have breakfast with all of the churches. So like we were actually staying at a high school. We were like we brought our own like duffel bags and stuff like that. We brought our own sleeping bags, and we slept on the floor of the high school. It was uncomfortable, but it was still cool. It was a cool experience. But like in the mornings, we would eat in the cafeteria, and the whole cafeteria is just packed.
Oh
It was
wow.
really great. It was really great.
Wow, that's insane. My church never did that. That's so cool. I love that. There's no way I can have you on my podcast and not ask you about singing because I think you're a great singer. I love your voice, your tone.
Thank you.
Talk to
Thank
me
you.
about have you I don't know. How do I ask this question? Okay. Have you always liked to sing or cuz you play guitar too and I don't know, talk to me about singing and music for you.
Okay, so Filipinos are just very like very musically inclined people. Like that's what I noticed. Like if you know Filipino, 9 out of 10 times they play an instrument or they sing, and for me, my family is very very musically inclined. Basically all of my whole family is like musicians, and both of my parents sing. I sing. My sister sings. All of my sisters sing. My brother doesn't sing. He's kind of bad at it. He's like he's the only one in our family that's kind of bad at singing. He's not bad at singing, but
Yeah.
but most of us play instruments. I play trumpet. I picked up the guitar again. Play the ukulele. Play the trumpet. Actually, my dad wanted me to learn. The reason why I got into the guitar is my dad needed a bass player and a lead electric guitar player. So he had me learn those instruments like while we were serving at our church because my dad was the music director for our old home church, and so for me, I've always been singing ever since we came to the United States. The first song that I actually learned was "A Grenade" by Bruno Mars. The first English song that I learned because my uncle was all like, "Hey, we should film this video, or we should learn this song." And then so they had us print out like the lyrics, and then we learned it. And I still had like my Filipino accent. So there's just a video circling around the internet right now, just of me, my uncles, and my brother sing "Grenade" by Bruno Mars. That's honestly why my favorite artist and like the person that I listen to the most is Bruno Mars because just his songs, dude. Like I saw this one post on TikTok. It said Filipinos are in love or are obsessed with the thought of love, and that makes so much sense to me because like a lot of our songs are about love. Like a lot of our like songs that come from the Philippines are about love, and I think that's why I'm obsessed with like love songs. I'm obsessed with like heartbreak songs, even though I'm not heartbroken. Like oh my gosh, it's so good. I love singing. I love instruments. I love just music in general. Like honestly, that's one of the things that I want to do. Like I really want to do it is during basic military training. I want to play the trumpet for like because they play for the ceremony. I saw that when we went to Texas for my brother's graduation, and I heard that the recruits were actually the ones playing it, and I was like, wow, that's really interesting. Like I want to do that. So I'm gonna think about playing the trumpet for basic actually. But yeah, my whole family just loves playing instruments. We actually also want to do a like a music ministry over there in the Philippines, like in the future. So we already have the basically the foundation because my brother plays the drums, my sister can play the piano, I can play the guitar, and then everybody sings. So we basically have like the foundations for like a little family band. So it'll be cool. We have a lot of plans for the future.
Yeah. Dude, that's super cool. I wish I had a musical family. No one in my family plays anything, sings anything. I'm the only one. I've been singing since I was a little kid, singing heartbreak songs. I've always loved piano ballads and like big like female vocalists and big singers in general. I love Bruno Mars too. He's one of my favorites. His freaking voice, my god. I can't wait for their new album, Silk Sonic. I cannot wait for that new album.
Oh my gosh, a lot of people say that they don't like their new songs, but honestly, like I don't see it like what is it called? Um, there's Skate. The most recent one is Skate. What's the other one that like blew
Yeah.
up as well?
Leave the
I forgot
door
what it's
leave
called.
leave the door open.
Leave the door open. Oh my gosh, such a great song. Like I'm always playing that song like around. But his old songs are really good as well. But honestly, I don't see anything wrong with his new songs.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites, and that's super cool. Do you have any other like musical Do you have any other musical influences or inspirations besides Bruno?
It was so obviously like there's a lot of like Filipino artists that just inspire me, but the biggest has to be Bruno Mars because oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how many times I've been called Bruno Mars just because Filipino, curly hair, and sings Bruno Mars. So everybody's just like, "Hey, what's up, Bruno?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, bro! Oh my gosh!" Like, so to say that he's not one of the biggest influences in my life
Yeah.
would be an understatement.
Cool. Have you ever been to one of his shows?
No, I've never been to a concert. Like, I really want to do that. Like, I really want to go to a concert. The closest I've had to a concert is what is it called? So our church, our old church, would go to this another organization. It's called Ignition, and I don't know if it's still going on, but we would do that every summer, I believe, or either every summer or every like winter, and there would be a lot of Christian artists that go there. Actually, there's this like really prominent Christian rapper. His name is KB. He pulled what is he called? He performed over there, and it was really cool. So the closest thing that I've had to a concert would have to be like that organization. We would stay there for like 4 days, learn about the gospel, sing and stuff like that. But yeah, I've never been to like a Bruno Mars concert. My sister really wants to go to a BTS concert. I'd go with her. But yeah, I really want to do that in the future.
Yeah, you have to go, dude. It's my favorite thing. I've been to too many concerts. I can't even list the amount of concerts I've been to. Like I'm going to one tomorrow to see Maroon 5 in where is it? Mountain View. And then Sunday I'm going with my friend Alonzo to see Machine Gun Kelly. So I'm like always at concerts. I love concerts. It's my favorite thing. And
I'm too broke to go to concerts. I'm too broke to go to concerts.
there's
Yeah.
there's always cheap ones. You don't need to be in the front. You could get like cheapest ones like $40 and boom, there you go.
I'll definitely look those up. It'll probably have to be like while I'm in the military. Probably just gonna go look like wherever I'm stationed and stuff like that if anybody's performing. But yeah, I definitely want to go to a concert sometime soon in the future.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you something because when you were talking, I came up with a question. When you kept saying when you moved to the United States, how old were you when you moved, and why did you move over here?
Okay, so I was 6 years old when I moved from the Philippines to America or the United States. And the reason we moved was because my mom was actually one of the people that got picked up by an American agency to go teach over here because the America or the United States was in shortage of teachers. I think still is they still are in shortage of teachers, but during then what it was like 2007 2008 they were in shortage of teachers. They were looking in the Philippines. My mom interviewed, she got the job. So the reason why we moved is because my mom wanted us to have a better life, like a better life than her, and just social mobility. So she really strived to get over here so that we could have the opportunities that we have today. And I'm really thankful for that. I was really thankful for her for doing that and taking those sacrifices.
Wow, That's really great. Like when parents do that, like wow, like my mom did that too. Like she left like an abusive relationship and then she met my dad and then they moved from Puerto Rico to here and I've lived here since I was like 3 years old. So it's, those sacrifices that parents make for their kids cuz you never know what your life would have been like if that sacrifice wouldn't have been made. You know what I mean? So that's really cool that your mom did that. And before we finish up, I always ask my guest if you have any questions for me. Do you have anything you want to ask me before we finish up?
So how's your YouTube career going, or like how is your podcast going? How's that going for you?
How's the podcast going? Well, this is my last episode with you for season 2. I'm gonna take I usually like to take like 2 or 3 months off between each season because it is a lot of work, especially like when you're a student and you have a job too. Um,
Definitely.
but it is fun. It's my favorite thing I've ever done. Like, I think my favorite thing about it is that I've spoken to and talked to so many people who I haven't talked to in years, and it's really nice to like reconnect and talk to people and know how their lives have been, and that's my favorite thing. And I thought I was gonna like end it here, like I didn't think I was gonna have any more people on, but I now have like the next 3 seasons of my podcast all planned out, so I'm very excited. So I'm not gonna be gone anytime soon. I'm gonna be keep uploading episodes. Yeah, it's my favorite thing. I think it's really cool, and it's nice to see how much I've grown as a host because I didn't know how I didn't know what to expect when interviewing people, but now I think you're the 24th episode I've recorded, so it's like I love it. I don't get nervous. It's very exciting for me. Coming from like an introvert like myself, I'm very shy. I think it's the best thing I've done. And YouTube, I'm gonna start focus on it more now that I'm gonna take a break from this. I have so many covers I want to record, so I just want to take like a few days to record all these great covers that I had planned and upload them. But it's not before it was like a big thing for me to post like once or twice a week. But I was always like blowing my voice out and doing all these songs. I think I've sang like over like 150 songs, and it's cool. Like I love it. I love to sing. It's my favorite thing, and I love to just record. And that's how I express myself. Everyone has like an outlet to where they release their emotions, whether it's the gym or other stuff or music or whatever. So singing is mine, and I always do that. So YouTube, it's still gonna be around, and the podcast. So yeah.
That's that's great. So do you enjoy like making content and stuff like that, like for your YouTube?
I do. I think making it, like the actual recording part of it is fun. Editing, not so much. I hate editing. I'm not that kind of into it. But I do enjoy it. I love uploading, and I get so excited every Monday when there's a new episode or a new video. Whenever I would post, I get very excited for people to listen. Um yeah, because if it was just for me, I'd probably keep all of this to myself. But I do it more
Yeah.
for the public, for people. The amount of people that text me like, when is the next video, when is the next episode, that's what keeps me going. My favorite part about all of this is everyone else, the public, telling me that they like it. Because I'm not a Yoel Sanchez fan. I don't really listen to any episodes or watch any videos. It's more for everyone else. So that's my favorite part. And I feel like a lot of people would agree with content creators. Favorite part is giving it out to the public.
Honestly, yeah, because what is it called? So I started creating content as well for TikTok. Because I met a lot of people online. My content was gaming related. It was mostly Call of Duty and stuff like that. And I met a lot of people playing online Call of Duty. It was like the end of 2020. I met a lot of people, and then they were all TikTokers. And then so they all like inspired me to like, oh, you have clips, just post it on TikTok. And then so content creation is so fun, especially like if you need an outlet, like if you need like just something to put out there, it's so fun. And a lot of people like on TikTok that are gaming related, at least they have like this like misconception that if I post like sweat clips or clips that are like just me popping off, if you understand what that means, it'll blow up. But honestly, if you put humor into it, that'll blow you up more. You know what I mean? Because sweat clips are so saturated in the TikTok community, in the gaming TikTok community. So like, something that'll make someone laugh, that'll put a lot more how do I say this, reaction. You know what I mean? But content creation, I love content creation. I also stream. I stream my games whenever on Twitch. I actually reached affiliate like the beginning of this month. And I've made, I don't know how much. I think I've like 130, I believe, just from streaming, and which is like really cool because you're making something out of nothing. You know what I mean? You're putting something out there, and then you're making money, and I'm just like, that's that's so amazing to me. So that's something else I want to do in the future is to create content. I don't know if it's gonna be gaming related, music related, or just like life related. But I definitely wanna make content as well. But that's great. I've seen your YouTube videos, and dude, it's great. You're doing great. Like keep doing whatever you're doing because it's great.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Yari. I had no idea that you were a content creator too. I'm gonna have to put your TikTok and your stream account in the description so people could check it out. And
Thank you.
that's been my favorite thing to have like artists and content creators on this, like you and Gabe and Cameron and Eric Vicesio who streams, and like Joel Espinoza who sings, and I've had a few other singers. So that's my favorite part, to like shine a light on these people, to so people could just know that they do that stuff too, so they could check it out. So thank you once again for coming on my podcast. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on here again. It is a pleasure. It's my pleasure. It's an honor to be included with all of these great people and to be on this podcast. So thank you for inviting me. Much appreciated.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for checking out Confabulate, last episode of season 2. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Thanks.